Now, this movie is made by the same person who made Barbarian, which is actually a better movie than this. But that doesn't mean that Weapons is a bad movie by a long shot. It is actually a really amazing mainstream horror movie and a breath of fresh air. And it sets a good example that all mainstream horror movies, just because they're horror, doesn't mean that they have to suck. Also, this is a spoiler video. I'm gonna spoil the ever living shit out of this movie. You have been warned. It is a pretty good movie, so go watch it in cinema and then come back here and give me the watch time so I can get monetized and become a multimillionaire. Now, before I start complaining about what I don't like about this movie, it is very important that I appreciate what is actually good about it. And I think the fundamental concept is awesome. The fact that 17 children just wake up in the middle of the night and run away in dark, and that is the mystery we need to solve, that is very intriguing just by default. And all of this is backed up by very strong filmmaking. As I said, I saw The Barbarian. Even though I enjoyed that movie more, I think this movie has much better filmmaking in comparison to that. It is very intriguing, and you feel good that, oh, I am watching something on a big screen that is worth watching on a big screen. Prosthetics, the makeup, especially, you remember, like in the end when that witch dies, like with the kids tearing her face apart, and like it is disgusting. Feels so good and satisfying to watch, like that face being ripped apart, and all the other effects, like that dad when he starts stabbing himself in the face with fork. It is nice. And all the characters are also so interesting. Like, I want to know what is going on in their life. Like, the way they establish that teacher is an alcoholic with some issues in her history. The cop, like, he has trouble at his home. His boss is a dickhead and also happens to be his father-in-law. And Josh Brolin's character, like, how he has, like, that really cool dream sequence where he sees a gun floating on top of a house. As I said, like, these characters, like, I want to know more and more about them. And when you combine that, all of the performances are great, like Josh Brolin, Julie Garner, the gentleman who played the cop, the junkie. Everyone did such a good job. And not only that, but like it is a mystery movie first, and then it is a horror movie. And I really like it. Like it gives it like more special feeling to it. After they reveal who's the villain, and like it focuses more and more on horror. I like that that it plays around with this genre switches. I also really like the dream sequences in this movie, and I respect the director for making it very clear that it is a dream sequence. Like you immediately know that okay, this is supposed to be fake, and then he chooses these sequences to explore the psyche of the characters. I think this is nice. If you're gonna have a dream sequence, fake ghost stuff, do it like this, okay? Take notes. And out of all the chapters, like as you know, like the movie is divided in a bunch of different character chapters. The kids chapter was the most horrifying and heartbreaking. Like watching that kid feed his parents soup and being blackmailed by this witch so that, he cannot even ask for help to anyone. That was ridiculous. Like at some point it was, for me, it was too much. I was like, yeah, please, somebody help this kid and save him, like, however, there are particular things in this movie that bothered me or I downright just did not like. So, a couple of things, like one, Josh Brolin's mystery. So, as I said, this movie initially is a mystery, like kids are missing, and then you have Julie Garner's character and Josh Brolin's character, like they're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And that is weak. Like, for example, Josh Brolin's character, he starts out strong. Like, he's trying to rewatch the camera footage, and he's got this big map of the locality, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to draw a line here, draw a line there. And it is all your classic movie mystery. Like, it is very exciting. But then that's it. Like, he just talks to one of the parents, and then he draws another line on the map. So all he does is just draws two lines on the map, and they intersect. And I was like, okay, it's going somewhere, but that's it. Like, he doesn't do much. Same with Julie Garner's character. Like she finds that creepy house, and then instead of calling her ex-cop boyfriend, she just talks to the principal of the school, and that's it. Not saying it is bad, it's just that the mystery part doesn't feel that juicy. And also, I didn't like comedy in this movie that much. You have this 17 kids missing and traumatized parents, and they are looking for somebody to blame, which happens to be Julie Garner and whatnot. And in this type of movie, I just felt that story needed to be more serious and not comedic, but feels like they did comedy because the director has a history of doing comedy work and he's talented at it. And that is also the reason why I don't like that scene at the end overall. So in separation, kids killing that witch is awesome. It is fun. But in overall movie, it just doesn't work. It just feels too goofy. And that is, I guess, like I like this movie in pieces. So like when I'm just focusing on an individual chapter, it is amazing. Like that cop and junkie chapter are so much fun. The way the cop has anger issues and junkie is just like fighting for his life, trying to run away, and being this little dickhead is like, oh, I got nothing in my pocket. And then the cop slashes his arm, his finger, and gets upset. That is all very fun. But when I see it as like an entire 2 hour long movie, that chapter doesn't fit that well for me and ends up making everything unsatisfying. And another like small issue I have is that when they do POV switches, right? Like I felt that every time new chapter started, they repeated some of the information that they didn't have to. And all of these are still like gray area issues for me. Like you can disagree with me, like I don't mind, I understand, However, like entire section with Wong was just downright bad. Like I don't understand like how not more people have problem with it. Like when he meets that dollar store nurse Joker, right? Like visiting him in the office, how in the world this man is not shocked? Why didn't he just immediately call the cops on like that woman is like, this is some weirdo bitch. Like, come on, you have to inspect that kid's house like once again right now. Not only he is okay with this weirdo aunt suddenly showing up in his office, he lets her in his house. And that entire sequence is so stupid. Like how he just lets her in the house and she goes all the way in the kitchen, prepares everything, and just suddenly kills. And it doesn't end there. Like the Wong running through the street and suddenly like attacking Julie Garner and whatnot. It doesn't feel that clearly comedic. It just doesn't fit in the tone of this movie. And after thinking for a while, I kind of have an answer. This is answer from someone who has never written a script or any story in his whole life. So take it with a grain of salt. But I feel that the cop's character should not have been in the movie. His story is very exciting, but I think if you remove his character and instead dedicate that time to Josh Brolin and Julie Garner's character and somehow make them interact with the junkie, I think everything becomes much more tighter and more interesting. It also gives Brolin and Garner to do something, like much more. And it will also allow us to emotionally connect with them more compared to like whatever we got in the movie. So as I said, it's a really good movie with some solid filmmaking behind it. It's just that I enjoy parts of it way more than I enjoy how much these parts come together as a movie. So let me know your thoughts and tell me how you disagree with me, because I know a lot of people will not like what I have to say about this movie. And thank you for watching all the way through. It means a lot. I will see you next time. Till then, goodbye, take care, and have some fun with fiction.